Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Neal Talk once again. I want to talk with you about a subject that everyone who's my age or our age think about from time to time. And when you do, all you can do is chuckle and laugh because it's something that we all go through, and a lot of time we don't think about it until a little bit later, or someone brings the subject up. And at that point, we get a little kick out of it and think, man, I can't believe this. And I want to say this in a good way because I know that sometimes people have a tendency to think it's the worst thing. But what I want to talk with you today a little bit about a subject, and I title it as "What if this was the last time?" And I don't mean in death; I just mean in life. You know, the last time you did something, the last time something happened that was funny or that was fun that you think about or thought about, and especially as you sit down and you think, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. I haven't done that in a while. There's a lot of times I look at things and I can truly say, man, it's been a while since I did that, or I wish I had done things differently at that time. One of the things that I was talking with my wife about is something simple. And I didn't think about it until it actually happened was I remember once I was younger and it was nothing to get on my knees and crawl around to work on something or look for something. And I did it and didn't even think about it. Get up and don't put my hand on the ground or anything. Just get up off my knees. And as I've gotten older, that's something that surprises me at times because about a while back, I was down praying. And the reason I'm saying it a while back because that's distinctive because I remember the guy was praying and I was thinking to myself, after about a minute, wow, he's really praying. And now my knees are getting tired and now I got to get up and I'm down on my knees. What if people look at me, how I get up? You know, I'm thinking of that while he's praying. And I think that's not a good thought. You know, I'm not supposed to be thinking about myself or getting up or anything. And but it was something that I thought about, and I think about it now that it is funny, especially at my church. We have a morning prayer, and a lot of times you're expected to get on your knees in the service and pray. But for whatever reason, it's something that I think about even before I get down, you know, think about, wow, how long will this be? You know, how my knees are going to be when it's time to finish? You know, or am I in a good spot so that I can get up really easy and nobody look at me? Well, that is interesting. But let me tell you a story about what happened to me just a couple weeks ago. And I heard we were keeping a dog for a family member. We were dog sitting. And the dog started just barking, like we were going crazy. And I said, what is going on? And I looked outside, and we live, it's in a small town, but it's sort of considered the city, basically. Because here we don't have a lot of wild animals roaming the streets or anything like that. even dog, wild dog, just stray dogs, don't roam around. But this particular day, there was a pig, a baby pig. I'm saying baby, he was probably maybe a few months old. And he was maybe about 18 inches tall, but he was sort of thick. And we had heard that there, around this area, that there were a few, not many, but a few wild hogs. And we live in Georgia. And I don't know if you heard much about wild hogs, but wild hogs have started wreaking havoc in communities. And I've lived in Texas most of my life. And in Texas, around the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and that's a city. But outside of the city, in the countryside, there are just wild hogs running wild. And they tell you, don't go hunting wild hogs by yourself because those things could turn on you and do some damage. So I've had that thought in my mind, if I run across something, and at this particular time, it didn't bother me because this hog was only about, like I say, about 18 inches tall. But it was real interesting. I say, if I'm the type that if I see a baby, I'm thinking the mama is somewhere around. Well, this particular time, this pig was alone. The dog was just barking. But I went outside and the pig just casually walked away, went across. In front of my house, there's an open lot. And it's probably about an acre. And so as this pig was walking along and tail was just whisking away, he walked along the field, the lot, and he got to the end and there were some trees there. But I could see him, so I started walking over. I said, I'm gonna walk out here part of ways and see what this pig is doing. So as I started walking across this little, I call it a field. Like I say, it's about an acre of land out there, cleared off and everything. And I got about maybe about halfway, and the funniest thing happened. I'm saying it's funny now. It wasn't too funny then. So I'm going out there, feeling good and everything. Then all of a sudden, I couldn't see it too clearly, but I can tell the pig had got up and started coming towards me. And mind you now, this thing is only about 18 inches tall, but a little thick. And as I see the thing, I say, goodness, let me get out of here going back to the house. So I started, and then I looked and could tell that he was kind of jogging a little bit. Well, I started jogging too. And then I'm thinking that, I jog maybe differently. So I started thinking I was, speeding up a little. But as I was doing it, I'm thinking to myself, this thing could be chasing me, but I'm not running really fast. And I got back to the house, got up, went inside and looked out the window, and the pig was just coming. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the world? And I was trying to think, when was the last time I actually ran and did some stuff, be active like that? And it's funny because I couldn't remember. So what our podcast is titled, What If if that was the last time, and I'm thinking, what if it was the last time, whatever it was that I ran and felt like I was running and doing stuff, whether it was playing basketball or just playing with my kids or what have you. At what point was that the last time that I did it? I think I enjoyed it. And then I thought about, that's interesting because when that guy prayed a whole long time, that was probably the last time that I just really got down and stayed a long time without going down and even thinking, about the consequences or what, am I going to feel okay? When was the last time that I just went to church and they say, let's pray, and I just jumped down on my knees and didn't even think twice about it, get up, don't even think twice? And that, I can't remember. When was the last time I did that? And that's something that I think that us, as we're becoming seniors, that we can think about as retirees, as we transition to other things in life. We can be happy that, that we're still here, but more importantly, that we did have an opportunity to do certain things. And now we've transitioned to something else. I'm happy about that. And I think that you should too. Because we have opportunities to do things that some may not have that opportunity. Their last time could be completely different than our last time. Our last time, a lot of stuff, we can do it over or do it a different way. I may not have ran fast, but at least I ran, sort of. So that's something that we should think about doing from time to time. Just appreciating where we are now. Whatever we're doing, it may be my last time. So think about certain things. Maybe your last cruise you go on. The last 5-star hotel you stay in. The beautiful home that you have, the car that you drive. I ask that you just let me know some things that you can think of from time to time that maybe your last time of doing it, and you think about it and laugh about it. Because as you share those things with us, we all, I'm sure, have some things that we can say, I remember the last time I did such and such. It was fun. It was good. And now I ask that you, as I'm thinking, because a lot of the videos that I do, I don't have a lot of people subscribing to my channel, and I ask that this time that you please subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, leave a like. I do want to continue this and grow in this and not have the thought process of, well, maybe people don't like it. I need to just stop wasting people's time, because my time is such that I'm thankful to be able to just share. So I ask you once again, please subscribe and share this brief video with people. Thank you for your time. Have a good evening.